construction industry is currently a big problem for humanity. How many emissions, toxic materials and extractive processes are supported so that we can live our lives in a way society tells us is desirable? And is this life working out for us? We have record levels of depression, suicide and skyrocketing disease. People feel more isolated and hopeless than ever before. We can try to reduce the impact of these materials and offset carbon by planting trees. We can take up medical interventions to numb our pain, buy more stuff and scroll endlessly on social media to try and blank out our despair, but none of this will address the root cause of the problem. We are currently suffering from the results of a society designed with 20th century logic by those who use the metaphor of the machine as their guide for how life works. How we design our homes and live our lives has a large part to play. The way that we construct our homes works for companies to make a profit, but not for people or planet. We have designed structured, efficient and specialised ways of working and applied them to all parts of our life. We've separated humans from nature and sacrificed community, healthy family life and inner well-being for outer metrics of success. How have we done this? We design houses that are individual boxes with fences between neighbours. We have private drives so we can go straight from the indoor box we live in to the box we drive to the box in which we work and then back again. We design tiny gardens with clean and tidy decking instead of raised beds that grow healthy food and a space for the kids to play together outside. We remove the spaces for dining together and sharing the day's experience. We design homes and lives where families spend time in separate rooms on digital devices instead of playing games and chatting around a fire. We use modern materials that require extractive processes, emit vast quantities of CO2 and off-gas toxic fumes into our homes. We have artificial lighting that disrupts our circadian rhythms, affecting our sleep and wreaking havoc with our hormones. We rely upon water that is full of chemicals and dysfunctional for our cells. Our homes buzz with harmful EMFs and background frequencies that give off radiation and disrupt health. We have designed homes and lives completely lacking in resilience that barely function in a power cut. The root of the problem is that how we live is not supporting human health and well-being. The technological solutions that promise to make our lives better haven't delivered the goods. Humans, society and the land on which we build are not machines, they're living systems. A new approach based on living systems logic is now required if we are to design and create a society that can regenerate its health, well-being and relationship with the planet. This is a design problem, but there is a design solution coming from a new paradigm where humans are becoming part of the solution to our planetary collapse. It's called regenerative design. Regenerative settlements are places where humans and nature live in mutually beneficial relationship that actively restores ecosystems and supports the local population to thrive. Regenerative settlements reflect the essence of place, as well as facilitate the regeneration of the health of its occupants. Regenerative homes would be embedded in a healthy ecosystem, even if it's a small garden that is managed using regenerative principles and provides some nourishing food and the opportunity to get our hands in healthy soil. Additional nutrient-dense food would be sourced from a growing network of regenerative farmers. A regenerative building would produce its energy from renewable sources, release zero greenhouse gas emissions, and it might even sequester carbon and generate a surplus of power that neighbours can utilise. It functions with the water that falls upon the site, capturing rainwater for interior and exterior uses, and treating all wastewater and sewage on site. It creates zero net waste, turning it into compost or recycling and reusing. The building can function autonomously from power grids and municipal water and sewage systems. The building would include biodiverse living elements in and around the curtilage and be made of sustainable materials such as stone, wood, earth or lime that could melt back into the landscape if it ever were abandoned. Regenerative design upgrades the old mantra of recycle, reduce and reuse, and evolves it to restore, renew and replenish. Imagine a building that could actively contribute back to the ecosystem. Regenerative buildings are designed, operated and managed with a positive effect on their occupants. They would include earthing floors, minimal wiring and reduced EMFs. Low impact natural materials that breathe and don't give off nasty chemicals will be used. The home will be lit with full spectrum lighting that changes in line with the sun's phases during the day and into the evening. Drinking water would run through structured water devices in the taps, and the living space would include an open fire focused seating arrangement. With regenerative design principles, we can both evolve our existing heritage infrastructure to be future fit and build new settlements in ways that can become the heritage of the future, instead of the toxic junk of a throwaway society. So far, regenerative settlements are more of a vision than a reality. But together we can change this. If more clients demand this sort of development and are willing to engage in a new design process, then one project at a time, we can create a livable future for people and planet.